14 weeks ago, I got a tummy tuck, and I was woefully not prepared for the mental and physical journey, I'm gonna say, hellscape, horror that it was for me. And so I'm out of the woods now, but I am making this video because I did a vlog about my actual experience, like going into surgery and then the week after. So I figured I would follow up with what's the state of the union now? How do I feel? What did I learn? In an effort to prepare you. So if you are someone that is thinking about getting a tummy tuck, you've booked your tummy tuck, or you've done your tummy tuck and you are in this zone of wildness, I just want to be of help. So I'm gonna share with you my thoughts, my feelings, and a lot of photos. All right, so first off, did I need a tummy tuck? The answer, no. Nobody needs a tummy tuck. Nobody needs to be cut in half. It's wild that we're even allowed to do this. About 15 years ago, I lost a ton of weight, and then I was able to keep it off, and I was also able to get pretty fit. I lost it really rapidly. I wasn't on a GLP-1, those didn't even exist then, but I lost it very quickly, probably unsafely, and I was left with a lot of loose skin. So I think one of the myths out there, especially when people find out that I have a tummy tuck because I'm smaller, is tummy tucks are not a weight loss surgery. They are a skin removal and contouring surgery, depending if you get any lipo. I did get 360 lipo with my tummy tuck, and I also had a muscle repair done. You'll see, I'll show some photos right now of what my tummy was like right before I got it done. I say it's almost like a cat. If you've ever touched a cat's tummy after they've had their hysterectomy surgery, and you can like feel this little like pool of flesh underneath. But I had that sagging, and when I'd sit, I would have that pooling of skin there, and I didn't love it. So I got it done. Am I happy that I got it done? Saying, are you happy that you got it done and was it worth it, to me are two very different statements. Was it worth it? I don't know if anything is worth going through the recovery of a tummy tuck, of having yourself cut wide open and meddled with kind of for no reason other than vanity. Would I do it again? I don't know, jury's out, it's 50-50, and I'll explain why in a minute. I do love the results, like it is flat now. I will show you photos, but you go through a journey to do this. The other thing I'm gonna say about being smaller and the is it worth it is my results are not dramatic. So if you are starting with a bigger body and you end up getting the tummy tuck, it's gonna be like some of the results are absolutely hugely significant. It is a 100% difference. For me, it's like a 10 to 15% difference. And there are some things where I'm like, oh, I actually preferred this about my old body, and now maybe this is weird. But I'm only 14 weeks out, and so I don't know if that thing is gonna change, because I did know going into this is that when you are starting with a smaller body, you actually end up getting bigger and feeling bigger. And so it can be a little bit of a mind thing. I'm trying not to use swear words anymore on my YouTube channel because YouTube doesn't like it. It's a mind F for you to already be pretty small, and then when you get the surgery done, you balloon out. Like I looked like a minotaur, where my waist was small, but my butt and thighs and even my cooter gynae is massively swollen. Like I can't show it on the internet, but it was like a hot dog bun. So puffed up, and they still are. So I look a little bit boxy. You go through this phase where you did this thing to look and feel better about how you fit in your clothes and feel in your skin and in your body, and then you end up being larger.
I can't even close my jacket.
That can mess with you a little bit, but you just have to know that the swelling doesn't really go down fully for about a year. Like I think by 6 months, you're supposed to feel a bit better, but by a year is when you're really supposed to really see all the results taking form. So that's just another thing to note. If you are smaller, it's gonna mess with your head a little bit because you will be quite a bit bigger. One more thing I do want to mention about something that made me decide to do the surgery is that I already had a C-section scar. Like I'm not excited to have the scar that I have. It is from hip to hip. I am hopeful that the scar is going to really fade. And I have heard that you can get some tattooing done to yourself so that the scar can blend in, but it's something that you can't do for a little while. And right now my scar is still pretty angry looking. It's got I mean, it's a beautiful scar. It's like, it's so smooth, and my surgeon did a fantastic job on it. It's a bit too straight, I think. I'd rather that it curved like up a bit with the hips, but whatever. I don't have any photos of my scar initially, but this is my scar at 3 weeks. So you can see that it's pretty bumpy, it's pretty lumpy, it looks pretty gory. And now it's pretty even. It's still red, it's still purpley. From afar you can really see it, but you can see that it's definitely not nearly as bad as it used to be. And I think over time it's definitely going to fade into being just like a really small white line. The belly button, you have a belly button scar as well. That's another thing that I was a little bit worried about going into it, is what's my belly button gonna look like? Because they cut around your belly button, they free the actual thing that's attached inside of your body from the skin. They pull down the skin and then they cut another little hole and they sew around it. And the belly button can kind of be a telltale sign of whether or not somebody's gotten a tummy tuck. And so I was very nervous of if I was actually gonna like my belly button or not. I actually love my belly button. There is scarring around it, but I'm hoping that that will fade nicely. Okay, so the main thing for the actual surgery, if you've decided to do it, you've committed to it, you're paying the exorbitant amount of money to do this thing, you just steal your nerves and you just walk in. And in fact, you pass out so quickly, the drugs take immediate effect, and you just wake up and the surgery is done. And so I would say that the pain is not actually that bad. I was put on pain medication. I'm not gonna say it because I don't know if YouTube flags me on weird stuff. I think in the United States, they actually inject you with a pain medication as well in the sight line. If you're staying on the pain meds on the schedule that they give you, the pain for me was like a 2 to 6 out of 10. It really wasn't bad. What was bad is that I was so nauseous. So I really couldn't do anything. I just felt groggy and awful and tired. If the pain medication did wear off too early, or if I had not missed a dose, but prolonged it too far, then the pain would go up to about an 8. The hardest thing for me was getting in and out of bed. And the problem is you're supposed to walk every hour for at least a couple of steps to like 10 minutes, something like this. And I didn't do that because getting in and out was sort of shocking shooting pain, and you'd sort of shock yourself with like how astronomically bad it hurt. And so then I would shy away from doing that, and then I would be staying in the bed too long. And then of course that wasn't good for my healing and the swelling. So the pain of the actual incision and the scar and that stuff was not that bad. What was so painful for me was the swelling. And I don't think that we have a proper word for the type of swelling that this is. It felt like my butt and thighs were filled with cement, and then my skin to the touch was so sensitive that it felt like I had a sunburn. It is like your skin wants to burst. It's so thick. In fact, I have very skinny ankles and very tiny feet, and my feet it looked like I'd been waterlogged and that you like pulled my body out of a stream. Problem is you have to sleep in a V. This is my bed setup with this under my legs. It's not the sleeping part. So I'm a front sleeper. So I thought that was going to be torture, that I'd have to sleep on my back for an entire, I think they make you do it for 6 weeks. It was actually very easy to sleep because I ended up buying this Amazon pillow configuration. Number one recommendation is get this pillow set up. You are nestled. You just feel like a giant is holding you in his big, beautiful arms, and you're just like nestled up, and you've got your pillows and your legs are up. You're very comfortable. The problem is you're in the V, and so your butt and your thighs are all draining into this like one point on your body. And so all of the swelling sinks to this spot, and it already is so swollen. And then you've been stationary sleeping for a couple of hours, and all of it pools together. It aches. It was really unbearable at points. And so I would have to wake up, walk around. I'd be hunched over, lying on a pillow, trying to like pedal my feet so that my legs would sort of drain from the fluid. And I found that sleeping in the same spot was really difficult. So I kind of had these pillow configurations around different spots in my house. I did find that moving around and sleeping on different textures and surfaces in different configurations helped. Your whole circadian rhythm doesn't exist. You're just sort of oscillating. You're napping, you're sleeping, you're up at odd hours, you're eating at weird times. You just gotta go with the flow of it. So I would say that the main chunk of time where I was not well was 10 to 14 days. You can't lift anything, you can't reach for things, you are incapacitated. So you definitely need a caretaker. It's not just that you are, you know, having a little vacation in bed. You can't do things on your own. Getting in and out of bed required my mom's help. Walking required my mom's help because your back is so sore. So another thing that happens to you is your back is so astronomically sore. You have to be hunched over, obviously, because they cut a giant panel of your flesh out and then have attached the 2 points together. So you're hunched over all the time. And they let you know that probably the worst thing that you're going to experience is your back having pain. It's not, it doesn't describe it. Your back pain isn't like, that's a little bit tender, I could use a little rub-a-dub-dub. It's not that. It is like searing, oh my God, I cannot take this pressure. Like it hurts so much. I would get a walker. I ended up taking a rolling, like my rolling chair here, and I would actually put my hands on that and use that as a walker to get around at least the upstairs. Slowly, you start to be a little bit more upright. I would say for me to be fully upright, even if I go like this to be fully upright, I can feel it tug on my incision area. The binder. I need to talk about this because, wow, that I didn't think I was gonna make it through having to wear this freaking thing. Look at this. I look like the penguin. And then there's no ass shape whatsoever. It's just a dumpy ass. When you wake up, you will be put usually in a binder. Depending on your doctor, they're gonna make you do whatever, you follow your doctor's instructions for what they want you to do. Mine had me in a binder, and then I didn't have to do a faja. I didn't have to do anything like that. So you wear this binder, it just straps around your torso and it keeps you held in. In order to make sure you don't get any weird indents on your skin that stay as permanent marks, you have to put on a foam. So you have to try to navigate this foam piece that goes over your body that you're holding together as you're hunched over in pain. Your back is aching, and then you have to try to put this binder, holding it like kind of in your arms like a little T-Rex, and then put the binder on, and you're adjusting it and making sure it's a thing. So my mom had to help me probably the first week to get it on and off. And then I was able to finagle it and do it myself. I had to wear this thing for 6 weeks. It is bulky, it is awkward, it is uncomfortable. You have to sleep in it. You can't fit it under normal clothing. So I ended up just buying 2 sets of tracksuits that I oscillated between every day. But when you take it off, you also feel like your guts are just exploding all over the floor. They of course aren't. You're held in there, everything's fine, but it is a love-hate relationship that you will have with your binder. So since we're talking pain and discomforts, I think that the main thing for me was the mind challenges that I had. What did I just do? I didn't even need this. This was so stupid. How am I going through this? Is really intense. You know, I had moments where I was able to just not think about it, and I was able to watch TV or do my little crochet kit. Daisy the dog, working on some French knots here. But when the pain got really intense, or when I had to move around, and when the uncomfort was at a level, I kind of had a witching hour. It was about like 4 to 6 p.m. where I was just like, I couldn't take it anymore. I had waves of regret. Okay, just having another bout of mental breakdown. And waves of, why did I do this? This was stupid. What if this ends up looking, because it's horrific. The way that it looks when it first gets done is horrific. And you're like, I just made my body worse instead of better. And I paid thousands and thousands of dollars to do this. That is a real thing. And so just being prepared for the fact that you're gonna feel regretful. But that for me, what comforted me is that I knew a bunch of people that had this surgery. I had watched a lot of videos about this surgery, and that also this is one of the hardest surgeries to recover from, but has the highest ranking of would I do this again, or was this worth it type of a surgery. And I can say, as someone on 14 weeks now, I'm really happy with my results. I am really happy that I had it done, but definitely the mind prison of regret is really real. And I think that there's also another mind prison of, will this ever end? Because when you are in that level of pain and discomfort and not being able to do anything, it's hard to see the future of you being actually able to move your body again, not feel these weird sensations, not feel pain. And I think your world can get very small. And it is very small. You're in a bed you're literally trapped in a bed and walking around your house every couple of hours and having it all be painful and sore and tender, and you have to be so gingerly with your movements. And so you do get kind of wonky in the head from it, but it will pass. It will be worth it. I am in no pain now, but it still feels very tender. I don't have a lot of sensation in this area, so I can feel where I'll run my finger down my stomach and I have feeling, and then just nothing. It feels like I just have my entire abdomen taped. It feels like I've just like hockey taped my entire stomach. That's the sensation that I have kind of constantly, which is weird. There's nothing there, but when I'm sort of feel my stomach, when I do kind of movements, I'm like, oh, it feels like my stomach's just taped in there. It's very tight still. Nothing hurts, but when I touch on it, I can feel pressure, and there's some tenderness to it. That is my 14-week update and overview of the entire process, all my thoughts, feelings, and the photos. If this was helpful to you, please give it a like, please subscribe, give me a comment, let me know what you thought of this video, and I highly recommend that you watch this other video of the actual journey, the vlog, because it's very different for me to talk about it, and then it's very different to actually see it in real life as I was going through it. In real life as I was going through it. And yeah, good luck if you're getting it done. Let me know in the comments. I'm always so curious about everybody else's journey with this.